Hi folks, today I'll guide you on how to buy your investment properties and start generating passive income just like I do and as hundreds of my clients have done, many of whom just started completely from scratch. I'm going to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of the loan process, real estate buying process, and property management. This is essential components of the successful rental business or any investment-related venture. Whether you already own properties or planning to buy soon or don't even have money for down payment yet but dream of becoming a landlord, this video is for you. Today you will learn, first, how much money you need to buy an investment properties. Second, how to choose a great investment property and recognize red flags. Third, how to effectively manage rental properties for the consistent cash flow. Fourth is the common mistakes of new landlords and how to avoid them. And the fifth is secret strategy to maximize your rental income. Money, money, money. Every investment starts with the money. Many people think that they need hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy their property, but that's not true. Smart investors know how to make big money from small money by leveraging equity. Real estate, especially in California, appreciates rapidly compared to other states or compared to other investments like cars or jewelry that lose value over the time. Let's start with down payment. Some government programs allow you to put 3.5% down, but I don't recommend to go with this option for the investment properties because you have to pay for PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. This money you pay for the insurance, they could go to your principal. It's decreasing your purchasing power. I recommend to go at least with 20% down payment or at least 10% down payment to maximize your purchasing power. Different cities in California have different housing market and different housing prices. So I'm located in the Bay Area, so let's talk about this. The cheapest cities with the best appreciation here from 2023 to 2024, it was San Pablo. Median price is $590,000 and appreciation over a year, it's 16.8%. Second is San Leandro. Median price is $875,000 and appreciation in 1 year is 8.8%. And the third place, it's Vacaville. Median price is $650,000 and appreciation is 4.8%. So it means if you buy property in San Pablo, the value of the property could grow over $99,000 just in 1 year. In San Leandro, annual increase is $77,000 in equity, and Vacaville, $31,000 in early growth. The best city with housing appreciation, considered as the best investment because basically you make money when you sleep. It's all about demand. All people come into the Bay Area because of technology field. Basically you sleep and people making money for you by increasing demand. We're going to go to the order by increasing median price. So first, it's a San Jose. Median price is $1,250,000. Appreciation is 13.6% per year, which means you can make $170,000 by annual increase. Next, it is Santa Cruz. Median price is $1,447,500 and appreciation 25.9% per year, which means you can make over $375,000 of the annual increase. It's very good appreciation. Third is the Fremont. Median price is $1,573,000. Average appreciation is 14.4% per year. And you're looking at over $226,000 annual increase. And the last one with the best appreciation and the highest median price is Palo Alto. Median price is $3,560,000 and appreciation over 30.4% per year, which makes you $1,080,000 in annual increase. Imagine just make over $1 million in 1 year by doing nothing, just holding property and renting out to cover your mortgage. Wow. It's rewarding. These numbers illustrate how choosing a right city with the high appreciation is important to build your wealth, and even if you don't have a big down payment, we need to focus on the high appreciation areas with the lower median price to help you build your wealth faster. So let's calculate your down payment. Here's the example with Bay Area cities. San Pablo, median price was $590,000, 10% down will be $59,000, and 20% down will be $118,000. That's what you need to buy a house there. Santa Cruz, median price is $1,447,000, 10% will be $144,750,000, and 20% is $289,500,000. This money you need for down payment. Then bigger our down payment, the smaller our monthly mortgage payment, the less you pay for the interest, and we have a more room for the profit. And again, I don't recommend you to go with less than 20% down payment because you have to pay PMI. But if you can find a good house in the good appreciation area, it makes sense because your appreciation will make you more money than you're going to pay for the insurance. Okay, done with the down payment. Let's talk about how to find a good investment and signs of bad investment. In my free guide, 10 high rental return properties, you can find the real examples of the houses which are now in the market, which can make you passive income up to $1,700 from the first month. You also can find all detailed calculations there. Link in the description of this video, and now we're gonna go over everything shortly. So we have two basic types of the rental strategy for long-term tenant. First is rent entire house. Process, less work to find and fill out the house. Second is less work to replace tenant because normally they stay longer. And third, it's way easier to manage. Consensus is harder to find tenants. It can take like a couple of months without any income. And second is a risk of non-payment. If one family will stop paying, your mortgage will be under risk. And the second rental strategy is renting room by room. First process, it's a fast finding. You can fill out your house like the month first. Second is usually bigger income. And the third, you can secure your income from loss because if one person will stop paying, you won't feel it so much as entire your income will be lost. Cons, first is more work to find and screen tenants. Of course, it's going to be harder than just screen one tenant. You have to screen like 5-6 different tenants, but it's worth. Second, they always complain on each other. And the third is constant changing. From my experience, over 6 years of renting, every 4 or 5 months, at least one tenant changed his mind and find a new place that you have to replace them. We're deciding case by case by analyzing rental market in the area, but here's the basic signs of the good investment property. So the first, we're looking on the maximum number of the bedrooms in the house and the maximum square footage in your price range. House should look decent, but bigger as possible. We're also looking for the functional spaces like living room, sunroom, family room, office, which we can convert to the bedroom finally. We can add on bathrooms in the future, but if you have a small house and you don't have square foot, you don't have any space, it's way harder than you have bigger house and you can just convert every single space you can convert. It's also very important to have a parking space for tenant. At least you have a front yard which you can convert to the parking space because it's going to be way harder to find tenant if you don't have any parking spot. And again, we're looking for the decent house with the livable conditions, so we don't have to put a lot of money for renovations, we just can do some minor repairs. One more thing, crawl space preferred, so when we will add on more bathrooms if needed, it's going to be way easier and cheaper. Now we're going to look for the sign of the bad investment. The biggest red flag, it's a discrepancy between square footage and numbers of the room, because if you see a house has 5 bedrooms, but it's only like 1,000 or 1,100 square feet, something wrong, check it out. Most likely house has some unpermitted addition and may have a code violation with the city or county, which we're trying to avoid because it's going to be harder to resell in the future, and most likely you won't be able to get a loan because appraisal won't consider that as a living space. Another red flag is the houses near freeways, intersections, or airport or rail or whatever it is. It's noisy areas. We're trying to avoid it at all because it's going to be harder to find tenants and most likely tenant won't stay long. House doesn't have a parking at all. Just skip it. Also, I don't recommend to buy houses in the bad areas like with the high crime rates or homeless because it's going to be hard to find tenants and it's going to be hard to make them stay long with you. And again, try to avoid all code violations with the city, all discrepancy and the square footage. Always check tax record and the real square footage to see if they have any addition because you may spend more money and time trying to eliminate these code violations than you're supposed to. And therefore, legally, nobody can live in unpermitted parts, so you might get a problem with tenancy. If you're serious in investing in the real estate, check out my free guide 10 high rental return properties with all detailed calculation, which can bring you up to $1,700 from the first month. Now let's talk how to manage your rental property. Again, specific of the managing rental property depends if you rent entire house or room by room or unit by unit, but we have a basic checklist which every single landlord has to follow up with. First and the most important, like 100 million thousand important thing, it's a tenant screening. So many landlords just skipping it. Specifically in the case of renting room by room, I understand it can be hard. It takes a lot of time, to do screening for 5 or 6 or 7 or even up to 10 people. And they change it all the time. So you have to always do that all the time. But it's so important if you don't want to see your tenant non-paying rent, using drugs or keeping weapon in your house, you are responsible for that. We always want to use detailed rental application, and we always want to verify his employment and proof of income by asking his pay stub or bank statement. We also do his background check by searching his criminal history and his eviction history. Prefer to do credit check, but it's not a mandatory. Also, we're doing our best to contact their references, their employer or previous landlord or whatever it is. And we're always collecting security deposit in value of 1 month rent. Also, very important, we always need to have actual lease on hand, and it has to be written. It's not just verbal. If you know that your lease is about to expire, you're going to your tenant, you ask his ID again, because I know a lot of cases when people change their name and they didn't tell to their landlords, and when you have to go to the court, it makes it so complicated. So yeah, we always have actual current lease written with the current information on their ID, whether it's month to month or it's year to year or just let him stay for 1 week. Always renew your lease. Always take pictures and the videos before your tenant moved in and after he moved out. Why? In case you're gonna try to sue you because he got affected by mold or whatever it is, you will have evidence on your hand that a room was like that when he just moved out. In case he will try to sue you because you stole his stuff or he was living in an unlivable condition, like mold affected him or whatever, you will have evidence. And you have to do the pictures and videos before and after every single tenant. Landlord insurance, it's so important, and for some reason, many people skipped it. And I'm telling you, in case your tenant will cause fire, you will be the most desperate person on the earth and will regret that you didn't buy landlord insurance earlier. I know cases in my city, the tenant accidentally pulled over the candle and entire house got burned, and landlord insurance covered that. Also, landlord insurance is very handy in case if you will deal with the eviction. They may pay for your lawyer, they're gonna pay for all court-related costs. They will ask some, buyout to your tenant, so it's very, very handy. And always renew it timely. Also, for some reason, the mistake I always see with the new landlords, they don't maintain property when tenant asks. This is not just a reason for losing your tenant, but it just can be a reason to be sued, because if tenant health got affected by mold or like any mushrooms, he gonna sue you and he gonna get way more than you could imagine. So if tenant asks you to replace the roof because of it's leaking, or he's asking you to do some inspection, like you see the cockroach or ant or whatever, do that. Please don't wait until you're gonna get sued. Also, common mistakes is violating fair housing law. You can imagine you can violate it even you don't know about that. I posted post on the Facebook that I'm looking for the single person for my room, and they blocked it because it's violating fair housing law and it calls family discrimination. So be careful with the law. And the last but very important, if your tenant or if you used to pay, he doesn't have money, don't waste your time to argue with him. Don't waste your time to take everything in your hand and give him notice to vacate. Please call to your landlord insurance, call to your lawyer. They will do the right thing. Everything gonna be faster and way easier for you if you will react in the right way and won't try to do everything by yourself. Now let's talk about the secrets of increasing your rental income. Always use a professional photographer and always furnish the room before taking pictures. If you can't afford to furnish it, use AI software which will put furniture for you. All investors use AI software to make it look better because you're gonna get way more interest in your property, which will help you to push your price a little bit up. As I said before, we're going to convert all unused space to living space. Look for the garage, for the family room, for the sunroom, for the office, and try to convert to the bedrooms. You can increase your profit up to $2,000 converting garage to living space to studio. You can add some small kitchen, private entrance, and the bathroom there. Always refresh your property and do deep cleaning between tenants, even if you live there like a week or a month. always do that, because people can feel if this property is new, it smells good, it looks clean, it just fresh painted, and it helps you to rent it way faster and higher. And if previous tenant left place very messy, you can just deduct deep cleaning from his deposit. Always have at least one designated parking for each room. If they want to have additional parking and you have empty space, you can charge them like $100 per month. Beside the parking fee, which leads us to number 4, we can have additional charges like pets refundable fee, or you can have someone who's gonna come and clean their bathroom once per week. You also can have washer dryer with the coins. You can also furnish their rooms and let them pay for the furniture rental. It's actually so many additional services you can offer them. Just turn on your creativity. Also, don't forget the fee for late payment. And the last, we want to maximize our advertising. It depends from your budget, but I always recommend you to go with the highest plan of a Facebook advertising or Craigslist or whatever you use, because like additional $20 can attract 600 more people to your room, and definitely you will get more attention, you will fill out your room faster, and you can charge them more because of you have demand. Believe me, with the good furnished pictures and the adequate price, and with the good plan of the advertising in social media, you will fill out your rooms or your house in just 2 days. And if you'd like to create a customized strategy for buying your first or next rental property, book 30-minute Zoom consultation with me at the link below in the description. We'll create a step-by-step plan which will work for your goals, budget, and timeline. Have a good holidays!